2 at 10 tonight. Voters in Bella Vista yesterday voted to extend a 1-cent sales tax that is set to fund a number of public safety projects and pay off existing debt. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer joining us now, and she has where the city says these projects will also set them up for future growth.
Yeah, Darren, these 6 measures got a lot of support in Bella Vista. Mayor John Flynn says they all won by over 70%. He says these improvement projects will be tangible for the public to see and help sustain the amount of development that the city is set to see in the coming years.
So we've really built up the whole city in just the last few years.
When you talk about growth, the city of Bella Vista is the perfect example. It's only been a city since 2007.
It's a good challenge. You know, it makes you feel good that you're successful and people want to live here.
To keep up with that growth, in 2020, voters passed a 1-cent sales tax to pay for bonds to fund new police and fire stations, as well as a fire training tower.
And we've been paying down the bond since then. Our sales tax receipts were better than people expected, so the bond was getting paid down pretty quickly.
So they want to keep that going for even more growth. Voters approved extending that sales tax on Tuesday to pay off existing debt as well as fund major projects.
We only have so much business, you know, so much sales tax coming in. So you have to be pretty nimble with your financing to be able to, you know, give the people everything they'd like.
They'll use the money to complete the fire and city administration complex, build a new fire station, improve streets, and pay for upgrades for police.
We're starting to have more tourism in Bella Vista, particularly with the new bike park coming in. We think we're going to have even more tourism and you know, more restaurants and visitors.
They're working to keep the things everyone currently loves about the scenic town and what will continue to draw those in for the future.
We're trying to preserve the outdoor recreation, the golf courses and trails and lakes and things like that, and still manage the growth and still make it a nice, relaxing place to live.
The mayor says sales tax revenue was up 14% over the last year. They were one of the top 3 cities for increases in the state. And in 2026, they expect to bring in around $4.7 million. He said this is also a way to meet the city's long-term needs without raising taxes. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Just coming into the newsroom just a few moments ago, a federal court in western Arkansas has issued an injunction against state canvassing requirements in Arkansas. In April, the League of Women Voters in Arkansas filed a lawsuit against Attorney General Tim Griffin, claiming requirements violate the First and 14th Amendments. Now, some of those rules, part of the law, are there on your screen. Any of those rules were broken, the state could have rejected the entire petition. They were all deemed unconstitutional, though, by the Western District of Arkansas Court earlier this afternoon. We're also learning new information after obtaining new court documents leading to the arrest of 2 people in the shooting death of an Arkansas wrestler. Michael Hogue and Amanda Penny both faced a judge today for a bond hearing. Court documents state the victim, Kevin Nickel, told a deputy that Hogue had shot him. Hogue alleges Nickel approached him with a police baton-type weapon. Court documents also say Hogue admitted to being a white supremacist gang member. Prosecutors on the case say they'll be working on an informal charging decision ahead of their arraignment.
The affidavit indicates that the evidence shows that Michael's the one that pulled the trigger and that Amanda would have been working in concert with him when that crime was committed. You know, and I do have to say, Amanda and Michael, like every criminal defendant, is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Hogue's bond today was set at $750,000, while Penny has a $500,000 bond. They'll be back in court in January. Meanwhile, bond was set for the former assistant principal at England, Arkansas High School, accused of sexual misconduct against a student. Trenton Morgan posted bond and is now out of police custody tonight. He's been charged with rape and sexual assault after a student report led to an investigation and arrest this week. England police say they understand the emotion in the community surrounding this case.
We don't want this to reflect on England as a whole. You know, we truly believe that England's a good town, the school's a good school district, the school's cooperating completely with everything that we've asked of them, and the good people of England want to get to the bottom of this just like we do.
A no contact order with the victim was also issued today. Morgan will be back in court in February. An Arkansas hospital launching a new call center to help moms with newborns. The UAMS Proactive Postpartum Call Center right now has 6 hospitals with nurses who make calls to moms all across the state. It's an effort to help moms dealing with postpartum and ensure their babies are off to a healthy start. The call center also helps connect women with much needed resources.
It's real hard when you're in that postpartum period to ask for help. And so by standardizing this on the front end and we proactively call them, it kind of takes that stigma away.
The goal is to have all 33 labor and delivery hospitals in the state on board with this program by early next year. Well, if you hunt ducks, you know this weekend is the start of hunting season, but an act of vandalism near Morrilton is something you may want to keep an eye on for your season. Carter Thweet explains a recent incident there in Conway County and while it prevents hunters from getting game in that area.
Well, duck season starts on Saturday, but at least one of the really popular spots for it in central Arkansas, Game and Fish is saying you may have better opportunities elsewhere. It's because of a theft, a vandalism that happened all the way back in July.
On July 3rd, we discovered that thieves had stolen copper and created a big mess, really, just ripped the brains out of this pump system.
The pump in question is at Ed Gordon Point Remove in Conway County, northwest of Morrilton. Trey Reed with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission says it brings water to the plants that ducks like to feed on that attract them to the area.
The other big negative impact, obviously, is duck season's upon us, and there's no water to attract waterfowl and no waters for hunters to hunt birds.
The theft wasn't an isolated incident. Reed says some private farmlands in the area experienced something similar around that same time. Even though this happened in July, Reed says this particular pump is tough to get the parts for. Plus, being a state agency, they have to go through a long process to get it done.
They're telling us hopefully late November, early December, we might have some of those parts, and of course it's got to be installed, but that's what it looks like right now. Don't have a definite date when we expect it to be fixed.
So with the pump broken, water isn't getting to the plants or creating habitats for waterfowl like it should. Moral of the story, Reed said you might want to find somewhere else to hunt for the time being.
Number one thing to know is there's not going to be a lot of hunting opportunity at Ed Gordon Point Remove WMA for the opening of duck season.
Was Carter Thweet reporting. Now, Reed says they hope to have the pump fixed by the end of duck season when hunting conditions are typically better anyway. If you happen to know anything about this theft, by the way, you're asked to call the Conway County Sheriff's Office. Four-legged Arkansas Game and Fish employee proving himself to be a hero after helping find a missing hunter last week. It's only fitting that the dog's name is Hunter. He and his handler, Game Warden Doug Martisek, spent every day together, both at home and at work, and they're based in Union County, but recently helped the Ouachita County Sheriff's Office in the search for a missing hunter.
We brought Hunter to the hunter's vehicle. He immediately caught an odor. We tracked down the road. It was just a woods road that ended at a deer stand.
But they didn't find the missing hunter there. After some more walking and sniffing through the darkness, Hunter tracked his fellow hunter down shortly after, earning his belly rubs for the rest of the week.